Hey, good morning. This is Home Inspector Dan coming at you from a new build construction. I want to point out a few things that I think the builder needs to take care of before you buy this house. First thing I want to point out is we have drainage from the backyard coming out. We've got a good grade here. We've got slope away from the house. We have limited amount of space in between our properties, so we got to keep this grade up to make sure moisture stays away from the house. Now, another thing we need to do is make sure that the paint goes up as high as possible in this area. So that paint is going to help protect this stem wall from getting damaged by water. Now we're going to have a lot of water coming through here, and it's going to want to push up against this and going to want to absorb into that stem wall if we don't get that area like that painted. I love seeing these gutters on new houses. This means that the builder is really taking responsibility over water drainage. That's awesome because we don't have much room in here. We need to do the best to get this water out to the street as quickly as possible before it has time to cause any damage. Now on the front side of this home, we've got water coming in from the street. Our water meter box is down there, and it leads copper line underground up through here to our main water shutoff. Now this, not only does it hit the irrigation anti-siphon device, but these are actually bent out, so there's no positive stop here anymore. I can go all the way around with this valve. That's not what we'd like to see. That needs to be replaced right there. And also, just note there's this really sharp piece of solder down there, copper. I grabbed that and about went right through my finger. Probably want to get that shaved down a little bit. Built-in pest control. Love to have one of these on my house. Now on the fence in between our houses, we've got some top cat blocks loose, which we don't like to see. That's actually broken. Didn't see that before, but you see that little wear mark right there? This is a brand new house. Should have did a little bit better lining that up, so we can't get rubs on that gate there or on the fence there. It always amazes me on new construction how dirty they can get things. You know, we've got stucco marks all over the place. You're gonna get a little bit of cracking down here. That's not uncommon. It's very common. A little bit of gaps around the window as the stucco cures and dries. But all this excess crap around the windows, there, all up through here. More caulking, more stucco over the top of the frame. More crap here. Some more going up that side. More stucco on that area. Just look at all that. Well, this is a new home. Who wants to have caulking all wiped off on their windows? I'm not the only inspector pointing out these window issues. I've saw a lot of you other inspectors pointing out dirty windows, not mounted properly, upside down even. It's crazy how many mistakes and how sloppy they can make these windows. We've got a nice flat tile roof. Things look good up on the roof today. That AC made a little bit more noise than I would like it to. We can see even the gutters wrap around back here. They wrap around on this side as well. So that's great. I love to see that. Got a couple downspouts on each side. We want to make sure that water gets to the street. That's awesome to see all these gutters down here. Good work. Now the front doorbell is a little bit loose. I tried to use a sheetrock screw to put it in. Need to repair that. It does work though. You can see these lights are on, but they're not really on. There's something going on with the power here today, or the light switches. They're not getting as much power as they should. So there's several lights in this hallway that don't turn on right, and of course the bedrooms don't have any lights right now. No light kits are installed. They've got these big goofy looking light switches, easy to hit though, but don't have any light kit in here or in the third bedroom. Bathrooms are pretty straightforward, though we don't have really good flow. We've got good flow out of the tub spout. We put it up on the shower. You can see that's hardly even getting out of the shower head. Some issues with this one. And same with this shower head. Turn this on and hardly any water comes out at all. Yeah, that's not enough for a decent shower, not at all. Another thing I noted in here was missing caulking down here. We gotta fill in that gap. That's wood trim around here, and we need to make sure that that wood trim stays sealed. Another light in here that doesn't want to work properly. So the fan works, but the light doesn't. Same thing in here in the closet. Nothing. In the laundry room, we do have hot water coming out there, which is great. Got the drain for the soft water loop in the garage. Now we've got 240 volts up there. And I do want to see this thing sealed up against the wall. They cut this in and mounted it. Looks like they filled it in just a little bit there, but we should have something to cover up that gap, just to keep any moisture from getting in there and any pests from coming back into the house. Humidity controlled vent. Like it. A couple more lights in here don't want to work right. This one and that one not functioning right. See, this one turned on full power. This one's only at like, I don't know, 30% power. So there's some issues with the lighting here for sure. Kitchen sink was working good. Now we don't have any RO system hooked up yet. They mounted that just predicting that you're gonna mount one in the future. So there is room down here to put one in here. 3rd horsepower garbage disposal. Not a problem. We're running the dishwasher for a full cycle. Want to make sure it all is working, and especially want to make sure that it drains. So we're gonna run it in the drain cycle now. Just make sure that gets cleaned up. Everything on top of the stove is working great. Everything inside the stove is working just fine. Now this is a brand new house, so this hasn't been used much. Now we can check down here for an anti-tip device. It does have an anti-tip device installed. Microwave is functioning, and it does vent to the exterior, which we always like to see in homes as much as possible. We've got a water hammer device for the refrigerator, which is sitting in the garage right now. Thermostat is doing great today. No issues with this. Got a Lennox system, 4-ton AC on the outside, or heat pump, I should say. And yes, this is an all-electric home, but that's a carbon monoxide detector. Carbon monoxide detector. Now these are dual units. They do carbon monoxide and smoke. So we need those to protect the bedrooms from anything that might be coming in from the garage. You can see that's smoke and carbon monoxide. So it's good. It's up to code. It's what we like to see. Bedrooms are pretty straightforward. We got 3 smaller bedrooms in a hallway leading back to the main area of the house. 1, 2. We've got a bathroom here to serve these bedrooms. Pretty straightforward, pretty basic bedrooms. Again, no light kits. We have to put lights in here. None of the bedrooms have lights except the closets. And then your primary is back here. Again with the big Dumbo switch. No light kit. Windows are opening and closing just fine, latching perfectly. Ran all the electrical outlets, tested them for proper operation. It's good. Now there's always going to be problems, even with a brand new home. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of people working here, a lot of different people working here, so we need to get somebody, third-party eyes on this to go over everything and just kind of make a punch list for the buyer so they know exactly where they're at. Third party, again, somebody outside of the bubble. Now up in the attic we had blown in insulation. We've got a Lennox air handler up there. Things look clean up there. Now we do have a water line, a PEX main water line that runs over the top of this OSB, and I don't like the way it just sits on this OSB. Probably not a huge problem, but I'd rather see it not rubbing on that. You know, when you turn water on and off, we've got these hammer devices, the anti-hammer devices built into our systems, like this one. This is on the washing machine, so your washing machine turns on and off several times while it functions. And these little anti-hammer devices provide a little bit of cushion in there so your pipes don't bang inside the wall really loudly when this comes on and off. So we have those anti-hammer devices there to help protect us from that annoying noise all the time. So what happens when that noise occurs? Your pipes are moving. They're banging on something inside the wall. So that means every time you turn on and off a valve, that pipe inside the wall is moving a little bit. That pipe up in the attic is moving a little bit every time. So it's going to rub on that OSB, and eventually it's going to cause a problem. You're going to have a ceiling leak. There's just a better way to run that pipe, in my opinion. You need to provide some support for it or just run it right through that OSB.